Have you ever heard the expression defense wins championships? This is something that a lot of sports fans will say, and I think the thinking is sound when you're considering Dungeons and Dragons and spell selection, particularly if you're a wizard or a sorcerer. Now, they don't have a lot of ways that they can boost their AC, so something they normally are thinking about is, should I take mage armor or should I take shield? Because who wants to get hit? So for wizards and sorcerers, this is a really big decision point, particularly if you're a sorcerer and you only get 2 spells. Thank you, Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, for just starting to maybe break that open a little bit. But anyways, I'm Jake from J&J Tabletop, and we're going to be talking about mage armor and shield. Before we decide which spell is going to be a better fit for you, let's take a quick moment and go over what each of them does. Shield, in a nutshell, if you're hit by an attack or the target of a magic missile, you can use your reaction and raise your armor class by 5 against that incoming attack, and also until the start of your next turn, or you could just block that magic missile entirely and not take any damage. Now, when it comes to mage armor, it actually gives you access to a brand new armor class calculation. If you're a wizard or a sorcerer, you don't have any armor proficiencies, so your base armor class is just 10 plus your dexterity modifier. But mage armor lets you start with a 13 plus your dexterity modifier. And this is really nice because it lasts for 8 hours. Both of the spells use a first level spell slot, and they have some really good applications if used properly. So why would you choose to use shield over mage armor? I think there's a few things that make shield an important choice, particularly early on. So when you start out, especially at level 1, you only have a limited number of spell slots, and you're not sure if you need to use them on something else. I mean, what if you're not even targeted with an attack? Maybe it's just a social day or an exploration day, or maybe you have like a really strong front line or great battlefield control in some other way, and you're just never the target of an attack. And instead of using that spell slot on mage armor, you can use it on something else. And if you do happen to be in trouble, this can be your get out of jail free card. It's kind of nice. Another reason why shield might be the choice is if, say, you already have access to a better armor class formula than what I mentioned before. Maybe you're a Hexblade Warlock and you have Scale Mail or something like that. You're using medium armor. Or maybe you're a Draconic Sorcerer and you basically already have mage armor baked in because you have scales that cover your body and you're protected already in that way. In that case, shield is really nice. It's very versatile. You'd only use it if you need it, and you're freed up to do other things. Plus, that initial boost actually is stronger because it adds 5 to your AC. So why would you choose mage armor? Well, mage armor is simpler than shield. It's just you cast it in the beginning of your adventuring day, or maybe whenever you're entering a dungeon or perceived danger, and you just have a better armor class. It's 13 plus your dexterity modifier. Just set it and let it do its thing. It's simple. It doesn't take your reaction, so if you need to use that for something else, maybe you have an ability or a feature, or maybe later on you have something like counterspell, you'd like to be free to do that if you need it. It's kind of simple in that way. If you're an abjuration wizard too, that is a great and simple way to get that arcane ward up, and you get your extra health, really. Maybe you're like some kind of elven wizard that has proficiency with a longsword, and you're up on the front lines doing your thing, and this is a great way to have extra health and just to be a little easier to survive up front. One of the big things I really like about mage armor, particularly, is if your game is using feats and you take the magic initiate feat, because it doesn't take the spell slot. So if you're a wizard or a sorcerer and you take magic initiate, mage armor is the way to go. You just have a 13 plus your dex modifier for your AC for the adventuring day at no cost to you. That's a great situation for mage armor, and I highly recommend it. So I think this decision is definitely not just the same across the board. If you're a fighter and you take magic initiate, let's be real, you're not taking mage armor here. You're going to take shield for that one-time protective benefit, or if you're an eldritch knight. But if you're a sorcerer or a wizard and you only have a limited number of spell slots that you can use for the entire day, this decision becomes really important, and I tend to think that shield really shines in that situation because it doesn't just use up all your resources, and it's there if you need it though. Like if the crap hits the fan, you're ready for it. But as you advance in level, hey, you might even be using both. I mean, if once you start having spell slots in level 2, 3, 4, 5, and more or higher spells, what's this first level spell slot? You just cast Mage Armor and then you use Shield as well if you need it. So, you know, like I said earlier, I think having that reaction free for counterspell is a very nice thing, especially if you're going up against a nasty spellcaster that's maybe trying to get away or whatever the case may be. But it's all about managing you and your situation. I like Shield early on, and I think Mage Armor kind of gets a little stronger as your character gets more powerful. But hey, that's just me. If you have any fun stories about using Mage Armor or Shield in your games, or maybe there's something I didn't consider, let me know in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you. Take care, everyone. ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? Me llamo T-Bone, la araña discoteca.
Discoteca, maníaca, la biblioteca. Es el bigote grande, pero manteca.
Manteca, bigote, gigante, pequeño. Cabeza es nieve, cerveza es bueno.
Buenos días, me gusta papas fritas. Bigote de recobres, Cameron Diaz. Yeah, boy. Boy?
Yeah.
What? It's 2009.
Word.